I think it's of vital importance.
Mhm.
Our as Indigenous peoples, our connection to land and to our non-human kin is so vitally important to just our cultural sanity and our cultural health in general. And so um, I've had a very personal journey of reconnection as an Indigenous woman to reconnect with not only Indigenous heritage seeds of the Mohawk and Haudenosaunee people, but also reconnecting to land. And as you alluded to, we've had a very adversarial history, in the state of New York. The Mohawk people, we know ourselves as Ganyak people. We had quite a bit of land base, all along or Eastern New York, because we're the keepers of the Eastern Door, and so we would have, in times previous to now, we had access to land, all along the Eastern corridor of New York. Quebec and Ontario. And so um, being able to connect and plant in soils that are fertile and conductive for beautiful collaborative agriculture was very important. And in the last couple hundred years, we've been constrained to live on reservations in New York State and Canada, which has drastically limited our capacity to be in relationship to the land. And so it's been an exciting endeavor to partner with organizations like Hudson Valley Farm Hub and Seed Shed and Hudson Valley Seed Company downstate from our community to be able to reconnect with ancestral land in meaningful ways, and in ways that I think help us to invite in reconciliation and healing, and create this intercultural collaboration that I think is so important in these times. So I think it's important to note that so much of Indigenous science or Indigenous ecological knowledge is rooted in relationship and is rooted in kinship. And so much of the brilliance of our Indigenous ancestors comes from this deep relationship and this, understanding of the interdependence of things. And so that's what I think is so beautiful as we revitalize these diverse polycultures of Indigenous agriculture, is recognizing the complexity and the ways that these systems enhance diversity, enhance interdependence, and foster beneficial relationships inside of these planting systems. And so that has been, I think, the center of some of the mission and vision of this collaboration for the Seed Sanctuary in the Hudson Valley, is to center Indigenous leadership, which then centers this Indigenous way of being in relationship, and not only in relationship with each other as humans, but with our non-human kin, like the seeds and the earth and the minerals and all of the elements around us. And so I think what, as it relates to your second question around the importance of the revitalization of these seeds, is that these seeds carry a memory, the land, since time immemorial. These seeds have been carried down from, generation to generation. And plants have an incredible capacity to adapt and evolve to the ever-changing face of our Mother Earth. And so I think what's most important about centering these culturally significant varieties that have been stewarded on these specific local lands for countless generations, is that they provide not only that ecological resilience, but they also fit into a very specific landscape of cosmology for Mohawk people.